HOA threatened my grandpa at the park. He donated that land to the city. I've never been one to post rants online, but the moment I saw that woman standing over my grandfather like he was some nuisance at his own bench, something inside me snapped. My name's Jordan Walker. I'm 28, freelance graphic designer, born and raised in the quiet, tree-lined neighborhood of Brookpine Hollow. My grandpa, Harold Walker, is the reason our neighborhood even has a park. Back in the late 80s, he donated a 2-acre patch of woodland. He inherited land his father once farmed, and he later cleared for community use. The city accepted his donation, named the park Walker Pines, and even installed a bronze plaque by the stone bench he built with his own hands. That bench had been his sanctuary ever since Grandma passed, until Karen came along. She moved into the neighborhood about 6 months ago, her real name Sharon Langston. But everyone knew her as Karen within the first week. She was the kind who hosted meetings no one asked for, called herself the Park Liaison of the Brookpine HOA, a title that didn't exist in any real documents. Our HOA barely covered mailbox maintenance, but she printed her own bylaws, held mandatory sidewalk sweeps, and put up laminated violations for things like overgrown clover. At first, we laughed it off, until she made my grandfather cry. It was a Wednesday afternoon. I was walking home from the store when I saw her standing by the park bench, holding a clipboard and gesturing wildly. Grandpa was sitting there like he always did. Same windbreaker, same thermos, same beat-up paperback novel in his lap. As I got closer, I heard her. "You can't just sit here all day. People think it looks suspicious." He didn't respond, just looked down at his book. She snapped. "This area's under HOA watch now. You're loitering. Do you live in the neighborhood?" He lifted his head slowly. "Young lady, I built this bench." "Well, we'll see about that," she said, stepping forward like she was about to yank the book from his hands. "You'll need to vacate or I'll be forced to report you." That's when I shouted, "Back away from my grandfather." Karen whirled around, eyebrows raised like she was the one being wronged. "You know this man, he's my grandfather. Harold Walker, as in Walker Pines Park." She looked at the plaque behind the bench like she was seeing it for the first time. Then she scoffed. "That doesn't give him the right to claim ownership. This is community space, and I'm the community authority." "No, you're not," I said, holding up my phone. "And I've got this all on camera." She stormed off, but not before snapping pictures of Grandpa and muttering something about unauthorized occupation. I sat with him on the bench. His hand was trembling, not from age, but from something deeper disbelief. "Jordan," he whispered, "I gave this land so no one would feel unwelcome here." That night, I posted the video on our neighborhood forum. It exploded. Comments flooded in from people shocked, angry, ashamed. Some didn't even know why the park was called Walker Pines. Others had similar stories, Karen reprimanding their kids for playing barefoot, harassing a teenage boy for loitering near the gazebo, demanding leash permits from a woman walking her disabled son's therapy dog. Turns out, Karen had printed dozens of fake notices claiming park enforcement powers. She handed them out at her meetings, used them to shame neighbors, enforce her own vision of order. The HOA board hadn't authorized any of it. They thought she was just enthusiastic. By Friday, they were mortified. I met with the board personally, brought Grandpa's original donation papers, city documents, the 1987 photograph of the park's opening ceremony with Grandpa cutting the ribbon next to the mayor. One of the board members, Mrs. Corley, a retired school principal, teared up. "I played piano at that event," she said. "They issued an immediate letter to all residents. No individual holds enforcement rights over Brookpine Park. We honor the Walker family's contribution and will not tolerate harassment in a space that was given freely for peace and community." But I wasn't done. That weekend, we hosted an event, Stories from the Pines. Grandpa sat at the bench and told kids about what the land looked like before it was a park, how it once held rows of tomato vines, how he used to pick wild blueberries there with Grandma. We set up a pop-up gallery with photos of the park's early days. Neighbors brought lemonade, cookies, folding chairs. Karen showed up, but this time, She was the one being watched. No one confronted her. She stood awkwardly at the edge, trying to hand out her park security updates flyers. No one took them. By Monday, she took down her self-made compliance officer sign from her lawn. By Wednesday, she deactivated her Nextdoor account. And by the end of the month, she listed her house for sale. Grandpa still goes to the park every day, but now he's not alone. Folks sit with him, bring him soup, ask about his life. There's a sign now, freshly installed near the bench Walker Pines Park, gifted by Harold Walker, for the joy of every generation. And beneath it, a second plaque, newer, but already loved. No one has the right to tell someone they don't belong where they planted kindness. Call to action. Have you ever watched someone weaponize fake authority to shame or silence others? Have you witnessed power being abused in a place meant for peace? Tell your story below. Share your voice, because parks belong to people, and peace belongs to everyone. Community isn't built through control, it's built through generosity. Just ask my grandpa.